why aren't the news medias talking about the fucking America Competes Act?
Seriously, that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of saw something about this, but anytime that there's certain phrases that pop up in all of these that as soon as they pop up, it's like, nope, this is a bullshit. Well, it has good items, but they pushed bullshit into this bill to hide.
So let me talk to you about
Like
the
all bills.
bullshit that's been found in this by Coin Center. Sorry, Sainter, a DC-based crypto think tank. They found a provision that was recently added to the America Competes Act that basically allows for the Treasury to restrict and fully stop all cryptocurrency transactions. So buying, selling, or using them at any point in time. The U.S. Treasury can just say, oh, you know what? No. And the reason it's being snuck in this way is because our Congress has become so divided that this is the only way anyone is going to get anything pushed at all through Congress. Making this big fat stack bills just to sneak little shit in, even though the rest of the bill does a lot of good. Like the bill
So
is supposed to
is the
bring a lot
good
of
worth the
infrastructure
lies?
building. Yeah, that's my next thing. It's supposed to bring a lot of reinforced stability to our infrastructure, so roads, fucking internet, electricity, a ton of fucking upgrades. It's supposed to shoot, I had it all memorized and it's all gone. Of course it would. It all focuses on just infrastructure, and it's really fucking shady that they're throwing this in. I just, the idea for the America Competes Act is to strengthen our infrastructure and our supply chains, especially
To
to
compete against China in
Mhm.
particular.
Yeah, China was the only country called out during the White House press conference for this, but it was China and other countries. But of course, we're trying to compete against China.
We built China though. Like
Mhm.
we decided to kill American infrastructure to help build China, and now we're playing catch up.
And the reason that the United States wants to block off cryptocurrency is because China has been working consecutively to bust crypto mining, uh, crypto mining in its entire fucking country.
Hold on, I
Mhm.
don't mean to interrupt you much. Sorry, Alan.
Yeah, there you go.
So the crash of 2020 was started because China outlawed crypto mining altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So all the miners who the hash rate dropped
They left.
dramatically, they left.
Yeah.
They've reestablished now outside of China. So China doesn't like Bitcoin. They're actually working on the digital yen, and that's what they're trying to force everybody to use there in China.
What's crazy about this bill is like not only can they stop like the sell and trade, like this part of the bill, is that they will have unrestricted access to your accounts. Like, and they don't have to notify you. They don't have to tell you that they access your account. They can just access it. Where is the privacy in that? Like, I think, yeah, we're living in an age where privacy it doesn't look like what it looked like before. But at the same time, like, you are afforded freedoms in this country. And I think one of those freedoms is privacy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can they put this in this bill, with everything else that's stacked in it when it has nothing to do with crypto in particular? Like, to me, it's just the government trying to control crypto before fully understanding it and taking away the whole point of what crypto is supposed to be.
This is why we need IT people in Congress. Like at this point, you need a history degree and you need an IT degree.
Younger people, yeah, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
We need somebody that understands the internet, right? Because
Stop being so scared of the future.
so we brought this up, and
You
I'm a little more into
share.
crypto than the rest of y'all.
Yeah.
And so right now the US dollar is backed by what? Right? Do y'all know what we got?
Gold.
No.
Gold,
The
right?
gold
No?
standard ended in the 70s.
Okay.
So
then
Oh.
our promise.
the promise, yeah, the promise of labor. So the U.S. economy has, over the last 10 years, has moved from a physical workforce to more of an IT workforce, right? Like we host the majority of the internet servers. We handle a lot of that. We're in a different economy than we were 10 years ago when we started killing the economy so we could give it over to China, right? Because at the end of the day, if you don't produce something, you don't get paid for that, right? Like you have to produce something and sell it to make money. Simple economics, right? But we don't produce anything here anymore. We produce our IP or we produce server space. So when you look at the economy we're moving into, a digital economy, you need a digital representation of that computing power, thus your digital work labor, and that's where Bitcoin comes in, right? Like that's the void Bitcoin fills in other cryptos.
That is like the most like I've ever understood about crypto. Like that explanation right there.
And so I don't think the government can stop it. And if they tried, yeah. I mean, Bitcoin alone is what, like almost the entire GDP of the United States government. Like I think it's moved past
I don't know anymore.
what we can control. And the more we stand in the way, the more likely you're able to get ran over the train instead of boarding the train. Like we talked about it before, El Salvador is doing great. They're doing better now than they have in years.
Oh, really?
And that's because they moved to the Bitcoin standard. Now, the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, is doing everything they can to make El Salvador look like a failing state where the average citizen has a bank account for the first time in their life.
Yeah, that's true. I remember we talked about that, where they would get, it'd be the first time they ever opened a bank account once crypto was adopted.
And like right now, yeah, we had kind of a little bit of a slide on the downward slide of the crypto market over the last couple weeks, and it's because of this bill and a few other items. But there's nothing backing it being down. It's just the fear indexes. You know, people are afraid, so they sold off and pocketed some money. Plus, there's also tax time. You can't pay your taxes if you don't got cash. You can sell crypto and you get cash. So, and everything's on the rise now. I mean, like today was a great day. I don't know about y'all, but I made money.
Hold on, let me look at my Coinbase.
I did my taxes today.
I know I did mine. I just have to like process them. Did you have to send your picture in?
Me?
No.
Oh.
So my mom told me about this. I heard about it, and then she said it happened to her. That some people, that the IRS will not accept your tax return unless you send in a face shot.
Oh.
You have to submit your face.
Wow.
Oh,
I filed through
shit.
Tax Act.
That doesn't sound okay.
Another invasion of privacy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so a philosophical question though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Constitution says that the government cannot like come into your house, right? They can't quarter soldiers. They can't tell you what to do with your house in essence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I own a Bitcoin address, can they tell me what to do with it?
No, they can.
No.
Sorry,
Based on what you've explained, I don't think so. It's like it's your property, it's your digital footprint, basically.
It's your digital home.
Yeah.
So when you get into the nitty gritty on like Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So you have your vault, right? You might like Coinbase. You can have your Coinbase wallet, and that's your vault. That's your digital address that people can send you crypto, and you can receive crypto at. So you own that. Nobody else can get into that but you. And it's like a 12-word randomized password, right? It's very high encryption. So how with the act that you're talking about, how would they even have access to it unless I gave them access?
So this isn't about gaining access to your crypto wallet. You just would be prohibited from making cryptocurrency transactions within the US if the US Treasury Department of Treasury deems it so.
How can they do
So-
that if it's not theirs to look at?
So the same way that China built the virtual Chinese firewall, they can. I'm certain the United States already has the power to just block all communication for known cryptocurrency IP addresses, and
So-
transactions will be dead in the water.
To come back, there was a video I sent you last week, Peach, that was about VPNs and other items.
So I
And
tried to
he-
look back at that. That was just a link to NAKE'd's website that you sent me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the way this guy explained about VPNs, right? Because VPNs aren't far off.
Yeah.
Technology wise, and like the way he explained, the U.S. government, you might use a VPN, but they can still guess, right? So they're gonna say, this user goes to this website for an hour a day at 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And from what they can see, they can't see what you're doing, but they can make an educated guess. And since they know everything about you from companies like Google, they know, like, even if you're using a VPN, they still know. It's just they can never prove it.
Mm-hmm. Well, without the VPN, so just to get a little technical, without the VPN, when your information, your packets of data are going across between your computer and the other server, they can see what those packets are and what they're doing. If they're encrypted, then they can't fully see them without knowing the actual algorithm to unpack them. The VPN, it works the same, and you're absolutely right. It's guessing as to, what those packets of data are, but they know the destination and they know the source.
So in essence, to come back to the cold crypto item, they can more or less know what you're buying and what you're selling by the amount and the money coming and going.
Yeah, but if you encompass all of that into your own VPN service, they wouldn't be able to guess exactly what you're doing quite, but they're able to know exactly, okay, this is coming from this person in this general area, and this information is going over there.
So we could say that the Competes Act would more or less create the war on crypto, just like Reagan created the war on drugs.
Do you know when you put it that way? Yeah.
It's like
And we see how
They're
that turned out.
they're afraid of what they don't understand, is what they want to control it without understanding. It's like you can't control this. Like, things are not going to be the same as they were before. Like, we are being ushered into a digital age that maybe society as a whole isn't prepared for. But to create laws about something that hasn't even fully taken effect and the general public doesn't have the basic understanding is a terrible way to approach this. They should at least have educational seminars or provide some type of information to people about currency and crypto. Like, that would be the way to go, instead of trying to put like blocks on it at any step of the way and controlling it. That doesn't make me trust the government more. It
It's just funny
doesn't.
to say. It's just funny how you put that, right? Because they put blocks on it, and crypto is a blockchain. So just ding ding. It's like, it was punny, and you didn't even realize it. Sorry.
It was a joke and I didn't even know it. Yeah, it's interesting. So when will this compete at, like, when is it being presented?
So, let me find out for you real quick, because I don't remember seeing an actual date on when a presentation was for this bill.
Or be
Provision in question
presented?
today. Okay, so the provision that they've talked about before was killed before. The National Defense Authorization Act is what it was known as before, and that was killed. It looks like it doesn't have a presentation date yet.
The House introduced it. Now it's
There we
going
go.
to the Senate. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Senate shuts it down. So
There's too much in there. Like, there's a lot of good things in there, but like, you can't stack shit on top of other shit and call it like one neat little package. because crypto has nothing to do with infrastructure. Maybe our internet infrastructure, but it's not the same. It's same but different.
Like, look, if the
Yeah.
government wants to buy hundreds of dollars in crypto, I'm all for it. You know, fully back that shit up.
Right? Like, why? So come back to it, Florida, right?
Mhm.
So Florida has said we're gonna start accepting state fees in crypto, right? So you can pay, if you're a business, you can pay your state fees in Bitcoin. So if the U.S. government just said you can pay your taxes in Bitcoin, the U.S. government will start collecting and building a Bitcoin reserve because people would use it, right?
Mhm.
Like, so you ask, how is Florida going to get crypto? Well, it's simple. Businesses will start accepting crypto as payment from people. Businesses will then have crypto to pay state fees in. Thus, the state will have crypto. It's an easy trickle up economics idea, right?
Mhm.
And
I mean, it
that
works
should be
better than trickle
something
down already.
that everybody's.
Fuck.
But I think too, like companies like Venmo that are offering crypto transactions to be done through them, like that is giving a leg up and making it more accessible to people because, like, it took me a long time to get around to Coinbase and do some of the little quizzes, and now I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Shiba Inu. It's not very much, but it's honest work.
So not financial advice, but there is a coin called LivePeer, and it is a decentralized Web 3.0 version of Twitch. So there you go.
Daddy Bezos, you might not be getting our money anytime soon.
So I know not to go too crazy into crypto, right? Because y'all probably tired of hearing about it. But the whole idea of crypto is you can buy a protocol in essence, right? So like when you buy LivePeer, you buy a portion of the protocol, which is just it's like buying software in a way, right? But you're buying your portion of the stock in that company. And I think the more people adopt it, the better crypto is going to be. And by this time next year, I see the mass adoption coming. The only problem is if governments don't embrace it, they're going to fall to the side. You know, look at the US government. It's barely hanging on by a thread. There's no trust in it by its people. It doesn't have enough money to run through the year. Oh, sorry. So the one of the bills I was thinking about when you brought this up was Social Security 2100 or whatever, right? So it's their plan to fund Social Security to the end of the millennia. Not millennia, century. Sorry, millennia is 1,000 years.
I'm very confident we will never see what we pay into Social Security.
We will never.
You know,
It's a Ponzi scheme. Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. Simple.
So while I was filing my taxes today, one of the things that came up on Tax Act was, hey, do you have a My Security Service account? If you don't, you should, so you can see exactly how much money you put into Social Security. And I'm like, all right, I'll create one. We'll see what it's about. I'd like to know exactly how much money I've given Social Security over the past couple of years.
Yeah, but
Did it tell you?
You had to go to this other login.gov website to put in your email, and then you would get an email back to allow you to create an account. Some weird.
I have an account.
So,
I have an account with them because I had to get my Social Security card again.
Yeah, I have that because my dog actually ripped it up, so I had like pieces of my card. But they sent me a new one. It took like I was on a waiting list for like a year, but they finally sent me a new one.
Fucking assholes. Took them a year to print out a little fucking thing.
But something like that, right? Like if the government started backing itself by a digital asset and it doesn't even have to be Bitcoin, right? Like there's USD, right? USD coin is out there. It's available. USD Tether, it's out there. Like it's something that a digital asset that they can back the US dollar by, because right now half the problems with like Russia and China is that we try to force everybody to use the US dollar as the global currency. So
That's why their economy's in the tank.
ours is on the decline, and it's really scary to look at because again, we're moving to a digital economy, and that I'm a firm believer that in the next 10 years the US is going to be almost a fully digitized economy. So if you don't have digital assets, then you're screwed. NFTs. I'm not a big NFT guy. I don't own any. I haven't, and a lot of people were just talking shit about Eminem or Justin Bieber. Has Justin Bieber paid like 200 ETH for an NFT? But the idea, yeah. But when it comes down to it, it's like people pay millions of dollars for a painting, right? Like, same concept, same.
Yeah.
Just a digital version of it.
I have Mona Lisa copy number 6. Cost me $200. There was only 8 released. Do you want one? That's my NFT.
But
I also have one from
like,
I also have the NFT for How I Met Your Mother, the blue French horn. There's 9 of those. I bought that one for $5.
$5.
But like, look at the art situations, right? Like, as soon as Biden became president of the United States, his son has been able to sell paintings for millions of dollars, and he's not even an accomplished artist, right?
You know who is? George W. He's
He's
damn good painter.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
dude.
I would totally buy one of his.
Yeah.
Do you think he has NFTs?
Dude.
Not yet.
I want one.
But no, honestly, it's like I would encourage any digital creator that we even work with here to reach out and produce an NFT, right? Like your emotes. Why couldn't you produce a semi-regular NFT and sell that to your viewers? Like, it's not a bad strategy. Like, Pozo was just talking about her stickers. She could make NFTs and sell those. No problems.
Doesn't it cost to register it as an NFT though?
I'm not deep into the NFT market. I do know a couple guys that produce NFTs, so I can ask.
We need a circle time of NFT discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even an art person. I don't. I only have art of people that I know in my office, so not big into that. I'm more into the digital financial system, the DeFi.
Hey Panda, hope you have a great day. Great evening.
I'm glad you're feeling better. He was
Hell
sick
yeah.
for a while. He's cutting back into streaming.
That's good.
I feel that. I've been sick for like 2 weeks now. Sucks.
Well, that wraps up another great episode, and don't forget to join our amazing and supportive community on Discord.
In our Discord, you can find game nights, watch parties, food pics, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. What's not to love about that? We have a little something for everyone. Head over to our website, officialmillennials.com, and you'll find more info, especially our featured gamer of the week.
Speaking of something for everyone, we have a book club. We read a book almost every month and talk through it together. We also have a special perk for our subs to discuss other books in a series called Chapter 2.
Don't forget to swing by YouTube and drop us a follow at Official Millennials. You can also find us on Twitter at MillsOfficial. We appreciate all the support, and y'all have a good one.
This is an Official Millennials production.